Hey, everybody, you're listening to episode 473 of Nintendo Dads. It's July the 27th, 2023, and the rumors you have heard are not exaggerated. Oh, yeah, my baby, that's right, I'm back. Jesse, hit that sweet, sweet working man music. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for listening to Nintendo Dads. It's July 27th, 2023, and summer's over, which means, guess what? Marty is back on the show. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm here tonight with 7-year Employee of the Year running Jesse Waldack. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Apparently, you might have said 473 because Jamie P's picking on you. I could just double check.
I may have. Hey, you know what? It's been a while. Shut up.
That's fair. I'm okay with this. So I quickly double checked my Twitch settings. I'm like, no, I did have 437.
You did. I just
Twitch.
Sometimes transpose numbers. It's really bad in my bank account. At least here, it was just a little error.
Oh, yeah. Like back when I used to run a cash register, I would commonly say one number and type a different number.
Yeah.
My fingers always did the right thing, and I always said the wrong thing. But, yeah.
It happens in the area, especially that Jesse and I live in the middle of the United States, where there's literally liquid heat outside right now. It's ridiculous.
It's almost 9 o'clock my time, and it's still my Alexa is showing me 87 degrees outside. And it's humid.
It's 84 here. Feels like 90.
Yeah, I don't even know what it feels like is.
Fun. It feels like hell. That's what it feels like.
I'm fair. That's fair.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you that I'm really like feeling this after earlier this week, waking up west of Denver, and it was 54 degrees. And by the time I made it to my destination that night, it was 105.
Yeah.
Thank you, Topeka. If you live in Topeka, that's not anything against you. It's just your weather sucks, just like it does here in West Tennessee and in Kansas City.
Koopa Kid says soupy outside.
It is. It's soupy. It's terrible. But you know what's not terrible? I get to hang out with Jesse tonight and talk about all things Nintendo while Tim and Justin have a week off. So let's hit the news, shall we? And this is just a reminder that each and every episode of Nintendo Dads is brought to you by you over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where you can join up with the greatest community on the internet for less than $5 a month. We say less than $5 a month because, everything has gone through inflation, though we haven't. You can still just get right in the Discord, right all up in there for just $1. It's really the best.
Sounds painful.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Some people might not feel that way. Listen, it's
some
cheaper.
People may like that.
Subscription to the Nintendo Dads Discord is cheaper than your favorite OnlyFans creator. And so toss us $1 or $5 and become part of the conversation over there in our Discord. $10 gets you pre and post show audio. $30 gets you on the show as a Patreon producer. And every tier from $1 to $30 gets an ad-free RSS feed that's delivered directly to you through Patreon. So you don't have to hear us talk about Manscaped or Gooder or whatever glitch. I don't know. Dubby, we talk about a lot of stuff. We just talk about us over on the RSS feed.
The ad read du jour.
That's right. Yeah. And this, I'm just telling you, over there, you just get unfiltered Nintendo Dads. It's like syrup. It's like the syrup that you're supposed to put in your coffee, except you're drinking it. And it's making your day better, and you're smelling colors and hearing you're hearing smells.
Not maple syrup? Well, Justin might be upset about that.
This is better than maple syrup. It's way better. Is
there anything better than maple syrup?
Pure unfiltered Nintendo Dad syrup that you can get over at patreon.com /Nintendo Dads. Head over there right now and sign up if you haven't. We appreciate your patronage in a big way. Each and every person, some people have been with us almost now 6 years over at patreon.com/NintendoDads, and we're super thankful for you. Let's move on to the news, shall we?
Let's.
Yeah. Also, we're going to say this here. I don't know if this was in the notes last week, but if it is, it's worth shouting out as well. We want to take a moment right here and say a special thanks to our good friend Super Vintendo. We're going to give him a huge shout out. Vin, we're thinking about you, and we send all our love and support to you and your family during this time. I want you to stay strong. I know we're thinking about you. And so thank you, Vin, and many others for helping us create great more Nintendo Dads content and for making our community a better place. In movie news, I don't know that we're tired of talking about the Mario movie yet. Maybe some people are, but I'm not. I still like the movie.
Maybe soon, but not yet.
Yeah. In Japan, as of today, the Mario movie is now the #1 film of the year at 96.5 million. That is, it's now stands at having made over 574 million domestic, 781 million internationally, for a total of $1.35 billion worldwide. And we want to say a big thanks to our friend Mikey Burgett from the Screen Nerds podcast for keeping us up to date on all things Mario movie. If you're not listening to the Screen Nerds podcast, you need to head over there right now, put it in your RSS feed. I can't think of anybody better to guide you through the land of film other than Mr. Mikey Burgett. He is awesome. And you need to go and be listening to his show. Do it right now. Pause this show, go to your podcast catcher, put in Screen Nerds podcast, tell them Marty sent you. Yeah. Jesse, did you, maybe we've covered this before, but I wasn't here, or I don't remember because the summer has been nuts. Did you buy a copy of the Mario movie yet?
I did. I had ordered it through Amazon and, ended up getting it like 2 or 3 days before the estimated delivery time.
Yeah.
Though I haven't watched it yet at home, but I have the disc in my library.
Why have you not watched it at home yet?
I've been busy playing Zelda and Pikmin.
Okay. I was going to say, why are you failing us, Jesse?
Yeah. I pretty much haven't watched any movies at home in the last several months.
That's fair. That's fair.
Barely able to keep up with my anime.
Did you get a special version of it?
No.
I did not either.
I think I got the 4K Ultra.
Yeah, that's the one. I got mine through Amazon as well.
Yeah, so which would have had the 4K disc and then the standard Blu-ray disc.
Yes. I'm very surprised that there were absolutely no deleted scenes or extras. Shocked.
Heard about that. That was kind of disappointing. I was hoping to see some.
Yeah, like just some animation bloopers or something would have been fun. But maybe they're saving that for the 6-month down the road DVD release, right? That's a very Nintendo-y thing to do. Does it feel Nintendo to you?
A little bit, though. I think other people, I think there's other film publishers that are probably more guilty than that.
There's been times that film companies have re-released the movie to theaters and added something to it, like a sing-along or like shorts before the movie.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Saved that.
We talked about that a few weeks ago. We were hoping they would do that, and to give it that push to go above Frozen 2. But I think it's a little late for that now. They would have needed to do that back in May.
Yeah, it's probably too late for that at this point. The other thing I wonder is if it is going to get a re-release, like sometime like around Easter or something again, or around Christmas, where it's like, hey, Mario Wonder's out, so now Mario movie's coming back to the theater for a very limited engagement with a bonus scene.
Yeah, I think it would have to be really limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of not expecting that. I'll be surprised if that happens.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mikey reminds us that the movie comes out on streaming on Peacock next week.
August the 3rd, I believe.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so if you have not seen the Mario movie yet, your excuses are running out, good sir. It's time to watch. So there's soon going to be exclusively streaming on NBC's platform. So really no reason to sleep on it anymore. I mean, you can rent it digitally, you can buy it physically, you can rent it. You can probably rent it physically. I'm sure there's some video stores still out there.
There might be Family Video still in my area, but the one that was local to me shut down a while ago.
I was going to say it's probably in the western part of your state where there's nothing. Right. And I can say that now as I've driven through there. There's corn and windmills and video stores with nobody to rent videos. I don't know. Anyway, if you live in Kansas, I'm sorry. I really do love your state. It was just, I almost fell asleep driving through it multiple times because I didn't have anything to look at.
I don't think I've ever been west of Topeka. So normally if I drive to Topeka, I'm normally then heading south.
Okay. Is that where y'all keep all the hills and valleys of Kansas? Is south of Topeka?
No, there's none.
They're all in the majority of
Oklahoma's hoarding them.
Yeah, I was going to say the lion's share of those went to western Colorado and west and central Colorado.
Yeah, so Oklahoma and Texas have been hoarding them.
Oh no, not West Texas. It's that's a yeah. Anyway, let's move on and let's talk about some other news before I offend other states. 2 classic Legend of Zelda games are now live for Nintendo Switch Online members. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons both released yesterday in a surprise announcement, followed by a download on the NSO Game Boy app. Nintendo announced this via Twitter. There is a trailer that you can watch for both of these on YouTube.
Also known as X.
Oh, yeah. It's X, Twitter. They Z'd about it or X'd about it. I don't know what you call that anymore.
They actually bought the X.com domain and then just having it forwarded to Twitter. Which I'm kind of surprised they didn't redirect Twitter to X.
That's probably being worked on right now. And it's probably happening. You say that, and now like all the drones that Elon has out there, they've picked up on it and they're carrying the idea back to the mothership. It'll be tomorrow, and then we'll blame it on you.
No, but first they have to break the API further before they do that.
I was really surprised when the news of that broke. I was on vacation and wasn't getting to follow it a whole lot, but I was really surprised that there's not been an app logo update. My app is still a Bluebird, and I hope it stays that way.
In fact, the first I heard about it was like a joke tweet from someone who said, "Yeah, I'm the graphic designer who designed the new logo. I got hired on to do this job, and as soon as I finished it, they let me go. It was the best 2.5 weeks that I've ever had. Best." I'm like, look,
whoever it is, at least they were positive, right? I mean, you got to say that. And it's literally, I think that I designed that logo sometime in 3rd grade while I was doodling while my teacher was teaching, because I've always had some form of little ADHD and tics and things.
Is that next to the weird S thing you do?
Yeah, I did the S and the X. So I was actually branding for Microsoft long before I knew that they were going to have a console.
Yeah, Blanco says we should move to Threads, which
we are on Threads, but Threads is weird.
I'm not going to lie. Frankly, since they broke the TweetDeck, since they broke the API, so TweetDeck stopped working, I pretty much have not even looked at Twitter unless someone I see a link on Discord to show me to look at this tweet, or I get a random notification of why. I still don't know why they're giving me notifications to accounts that I'm not subscribed to,
I
but
want
it
to
does.
I want to know like when it's finally like the big move is going to be and what it's going to be to, because for a while it was Mastodon, and then we're all going to Mastodon, and then now it was that weird tie-dyed app that I forgot about that was probably a big scam that everybody signed up for like a week or two, and it
Was
didn't
there
work.
crypto involved?
Probably every crypto involved
Uh,
in everything. Right
I
now
don't,
it's Threads, and
but
like I don't know.
like the way I've used Twitter for probably 15 years was I just had it open almost as like a background of my desktop.
Yeah,
And whenever I had a chance to, I got a glance over at the latest column, and if anything of interest jumps at me, then I notice it. Great. If not, I miss it. But
it's really hard
it
to
just
once
auto
you've
updated, and it was nice. And now I can't have that anymore because we can't have nice things.
like I just think about how Hive, that was it. That was Hive Social. You remember we were on Hive for
Oh
like a week and a half, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to be the next big thing," and then now it's not. It's Threads, and
yeah, I
I
did
just want
download
like
Hive and didn't
it's
never did a thing with it.
it's really hard if you've been on a platform, a social platform for a while, to disentangle yourself from that and to like break the muscle memory even of like scrolling through it or how you do it. But man, like it's a Cheech and Chong gummy filled wasteland out there in Twitter. Now, like every other tweet is like Cheech and Chong gummies, they're awesome, which
See, I
they're
wouldn't have
not,
known
because
that because I don't even read Twitter anymore.
if you have to say it that much, they're not awesome. I don't know how we got here from talking about the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons,
Either
but
way, yeah. These are
uh,
game. Okay, let's go back to that. Yeah, these are games that I've tried before, never got far in them. So these two plus Triforce Heroes are the only Zelda games I've never finished. So I do want to give Seasons a try again when I'm done with Pikmin, until or whatever until the next thing shows up to
yeah,
catch my attention.
I didn't know. I knew these were out when they first came out, but I was kind of getting away from handheld gaming at the time and really only playing like the 64 or PlayStation 1. I think it was about that time.
When these were new, I wasn't following any gaming at the time, or at
Yeah,
least not no Game Boy gaming.
but
I think maybe,
they
or I was still in the middle of playing Red, Pokemon Red.
here's the thing, them being built on one of my favorite Zelda engines with the Link's Awakening engine is not a knock against them. I was kind of hoping that these would have got a remake instead of a just re-release, but I'm going to be diving into these after I finish Tears of the Kingdom. I cannot start multiple Zelda games. I cannot. Marty,
Yeah,
you cannot start multiple Zelda games. Do not do
I
it.
wouldn't. I would advise against it.
Yeah, not good. Not good. Let's talk about Splatoon 3 for a minute. Interestingly enough, Splatoon 3 just had a Splatfest, and another one has been announced that is coming up the second weekend in August. It will be money versus fame versus love, which is an interesting concept. Out of those three, Jesse, if you were playing, which one would you go with?
Probably love.
Me too. Me too. Nobody. I think it's interesting. I think. What do you think Tim would do?
What was the first one again?
Money, fame, and love. What do you think Tim would do? We'll see if he's right. If you're right when he comes back.
Frankly, I think all of us would pick love just because of we're family people.
I think Justin would pick money.
Yeah, that is
Well, okay.
that is a
I think
likely possibility.
Justin would probably pick love, but if it was business, Justin,
Oh yeah,
money, all the way.
yeah.
Which one? Hey, okay.
My kid would probably pick money.
Yeah. Oh, my son was like, money. Here's the real question. Eric, which one would Eric pick?
Probably fame.
He would pick fame. Okay, I think that's and for some of you who maybe haven't been listening to us for a long time, Eric is a way back deep dive.
Yeah, he predates me.
Oh yeah, Robo Jesse would probably choose. You think Robo Jesse would choose love?
No,
He would choose.
probably, probably money.
Power's not even on there, so he
Yeah,
would probably choose that.
yeah. Power definitely would have been the option for him.
Or if they had the option, old people's medicine used for fuel, he would probably pick that because that's what robots do. They eat old people's medicine for fuel. But also, speaking of Splatoon 3, the Squid Research Lab on Splatoon's website indicates this. We're developing a service called Splatoon 3 Tournament Manager to help support the creation of private tournaments using the private battle feature in the Splatoon 3 game. The service will link both the game and the Splatnet 3 service together to help players create and manage tournaments on demand. The following features are currently planned, though they are subject to change. Tournament bracket creation and round progression support, automatic generation of private battle rooms used for tournament play, and automatic reporting of match results. Will release more details when development is complete. So you can look for that feature coming maybe to Splatoon 3. It might be there. We'll see.
I looked up when Splatoon 3 launched, and for some reason I was thinking it was out longer than it really was. So I'm like,
nope.
I'm thinking, yeah, this probably should have came out earlier, but no, the game isn't even a year old yet. So it's fine. It's fine.
I'm
okay with
totally
this.
Fine. Totally fine.
If you're it's not going to convince me to buy it, but I'm sure it'll make someone happy.
I'm honestly at the point of regret of buying Splatoon 3. So because I just don't play it enough. And I'm sure, and it's not, look, I'm not going to say anything negative about it or anything. It's just not my cup of tea. And I found that out. Like, I enjoy the idea of Splatoon, but I don't actually like the gameplay. I think that it frustrates me. I'm not good at it. And so I don't like it. So there you go. Also in the news this week, a massive amiibo restock is reportedly on the way. Take this as a rumor for now. But per Nintendo Life, they reported that we may see a couple of waves of reissues hitting stores soon. The first wave would apparently kick off at the end of August, with a second wave that would begin earlier on in November. Of course, no official word on this yet, but here is the following waves. So apparently there's enough smoke and fire to be collecting waves of these. Wave 1 would be Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, Link, Fox, Samus, Pikachu, Zelda, Luigi, Rosalina, and Olimar. Wave 2 would be Captain Falcon, Bowser, Lucario, Sonic, Mega Man, Charizard, Ness, Pac-Man, Greninja, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Famicom Rob, Cloud, Cloud Player 2, Bayonetta, Wolf, Terry, Banjo and Kazooie, and Young Link. Other would include Link's Awakening Link, Wedding Mario and Peach, and Bowser, Samus Aran, Metroid Collection, Wolf Link, Archer Link, Rosalina from the Super Mario Brothers line, and Boo. This seems very random.
It does.
It's like, why those and why those waves?
In almost 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, these are Smash Amiibo. Yeah, these are.
I would have expected these. I would, again, kind of like what I said about Splatoon. I would have expected these while Smash updates were still happening. It does seem random of like, why now?
So the news of this first comes from a Greek retailer, Game Explorers, which has new listings for these amiibo that do not say like reissue or anything, just that these are out with they're on their website with a date of the 11th of October, or I'm sorry, the 11th of or the 10th of November. I've got to remember how dates are done.
Yeah, dates are weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, November 11th for the aforementioned second wave, and then the first wave, which would be August 28th. But there's other amiibo that are out there that don't have a confirmation date or anything yet. It's just weird. Like, why would they release Rosalina's Smash amiibo and then her Super Mario Brother line amiibo? but yet there's no Daisy. There's no there's no it's just very, very random.
Yeah. But if this is true, I kind of would expect everything to be out before the end of a fiscal year, just so they can squeeze in that revenue.
So my question is if all of these are coming out, right? Like all these random amiibo, what game are they tied to? Because as patterns have followed lately, amiibo restocks only happen, or amiibo releases only happen when a game comes out. Zelda amiibo were restocked for Tears of the Kingdom.
Amiibo Party 2.
You know what I'm hoping for, and I know this is such a long shot, stupid thing. It's a pipe dream, okay? But what I'm hoping for is, I have always said the perfect venue for amiibo is a Skylanders style game featuring Nintendo IP.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
I would love for that to be true, and it's like you can drop in Mario and Mega Man, or Simon Belmont and Donkey Kong, and they can fight enemies. You know, look, if y'all when I start telling lies, tell me, all right? Because that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I have a whole shelf of fodder over here. I can beat the game in the first day or two.
I've got 70 amiibo up here.
I just think that for people who've collected amiibo from the beginning, that would be a fever dream.
About the last dozen that I bought are still in box.
Yeah. I haven't bought an amiibo in a long time. The amiibo that I bought recently are actually they were amiibo I bought for my son. He wanted Steve and Alex. He wanted Sephiroth. I bought those, so I managed to score pre-orders on those. I haven't bought any of the other Smash amiibo or anything, so I'm out of the game. I just don't have the room. I think the last ones that I really bought willingly were probably, I'm looking over there, the Metroid Dread amiibo.
Yeah, I bought that. I bought those, never opened them. I think most of them that I have are like Zelda amiibo, or just obscure characters like Rob and Chibi Robo.
I can't remember the release date order, but I did buy the Skyward Sword Loftwing amiibo, and I did get the amiibo from Tears of the Kingdom, the Link with the hand. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. We maybe should have moved that down to rumors, but it is what it is. Other news, you can head over to our YouTube channel right now and watch a video of the brand new Disney Illusion Island that's out now. If you're listening to this audio version, it's already out on Switch. Looks like a perfectly fun time. Looks like something that you could play with your family. Well, the developers are already talking possible DVD or DLC. When the comicbook.com interviewed the developers and asked if DLC is coming, they said they couldn't come out and say DLC is coming, but they did say the following: all we could tell you is that we 100% have more stories to tell. The creator said, Grant and I have got notebooks of ideas of how we could bring other Mickey World characters into the game. But the reality is that I think it comes down to, we love this game, but does everyone else? Does the game come out and does it find its audience? And I think if that's the case, I think if it makes a much easier conversation for us to bring more to the world of Minoth. But all we hope right now is that everyone loves it as much as we do. And so if you're listening to this, you should go and check it out. You check out our video first to see how Justin felt about it. And then go and purchase it on the eShop. Again, audio version. If you're listening to this on Thursday night, got to wait. Tim's favorite puzzlers, Mini Metro and Mini Motorways, where you draw lines for cars to develop a city and get them from place to place, which is probably the closest we're going to get to SimCity on the Switch. Got crossover maps in a Miniversary update. Each game received 3 new maps from the counter title, with Mini Metro getting Tokyo, Warsaw, and Lisbon. and many Motorways getting London, Mumbai, and New York City. The 6 new maps are available for free. So if you own either of those titles, you can download them. Or if you're like me, you have them on an iOS device, thanks to Apple Arcade, you can download that update there for free as well. You can also collect free in-game items for Tears of the Kingdom via the Switch's news channel right now. In the latest story, Whip Enemies into Shape, you can get a Lizalfo's tail and a sword to fuse together to make a whip out of. So Breath of the Wild did this too, so be sure to keep an eye out for other news stories and more items to come. I think it's really cool. I didn't know that you could make a whip. So
yeah, neither did I.
I'm going to do that tomorrow, not right now. It's late. Also, game release news and updates. Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, launches Thursday, August 31st, 2023. And Fashion Dreamer launches Friday, November 3rd, 2023 on Nintendo Switch. Also announced today, Brotato is coming to a Nintendo Switch on August the 3rd. So next week we'll have Brotato. And I wanted to pull this up as well because I know there's been some others today that Nintendo mentioned via the Indie World. Oh, also Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 announced today, coming to Nintendo Switch with all new models, brand new characters like Squidward Tentacles and Jimmy Neutron. Like the graphics look completely redone, and the fighting looks a little more refined. The Entropy Center is out today on Nintendo Switch, and as is Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons. So if you're a Double Dragon fan, that's out now as well, and lots more out on Nintendo Switch. Including Bender, Fry, and Leela outfits in Fortnite. So if you're a Futurama fan, you can head over there.
Just when we thought that franchise was dead for the third time.
Oh, you mean Fortnite or Futurama?
Futurama.
It'll never die. It's like Family Guy at this point. It's never going away. I do think it's funny that Futurama got into Fortnite before Peter Griffin, since he's been rumored for so long.
Oh, has he?
Oh, that's every update. They're like, it's the one that Peter's coming in. It's the one. It's the one. No, it's not.
Giggity.
Well, guys, that's our news for this week. Let's pause right here for an ad from our friends and sponsors over at manscaped.com.
Oh,
and this is where
ad read ready.
Oh, okay. Well, this is where we're going to tell you about Manscaped. Yeah. So let's just take a minute and tell you about the peak performance plan that you can get on right now by heading over to manscaped.com and using the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. It gets you 20% off of your order every time you order and free shipping. And if you sign up for the peak performance plan, what you're actually doing is you're signing up to receive 2 products. It's the peak hygiene plan. You're signing up to receive 2 products every shipment starting at $18.99. Now you will get 20% off of that with the code NINDADS. Also, you can change these items at any time. You'll also get free shipping. And so as we're doing that, I'm logging into my account on manscaped.com, which is really easy. If you go to the peak hygiene plan for me right now, I am getting the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, 16-ounce bottle, as well as a bottle of cologne, the Persevere scent, and that is costing me $49.99, so $50 every 6 months for this. So pretty cool that you can do this. You can change how often it ships. You can change the things in there. You can get the tools. You can get the formulations. You can get lifestyle items. You can get blades. You could do whatever you want, and they're adding new products all the time. And the really cool thing about it is that you can even add more products if you want to. So for your next shipment, if you would like if I wanted to get 2 of the shampoo and conditioner bottles, which I'll probably need, because my son also uses it, and a cologne, I can easily add that. And you can even change your shipping date. Like there's a button here that says ship tomorrow. So I could get this early if I needed to. Like if I was running out or something like that. And again, the Pikmin plan is $18.99. I'm getting the conditioner for there almost for free. It's like $1 because I'm already paying for the plan, and then the cologne's $30. So, and the cologne's wonderful, smells great. You can do 1 to 2 scents. You can do the cologne scent that's in the shampoo and conditioner, or you can do this new scent Persevere, which is really nice. So you get over to manscaped.com and use the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. Keep your boys ready for summer. Smell good, get cleaned up. And again, 20% off and free shipping on every order if you use the code NINDADS. It's NINDADS. Jesse, let's get back to the show. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, a question was asked, how did Nintendo do in the first half of 2023? I didn't get to answer this question, so I thought we would loop back around to it tonight. And I would say that my answer for this question would be not bad, but not great. All right. Not bad, but not great. As I go back and look at releases from the first half of this year, there's a few things that I was excited about. Those being Advance Wars, Zelda. But other than that, not really that great.
Not Picross S9?
Picross S9 was not something that I really engaged with. I will say I think that it was great that we got Metroid Prime remastered. I do think it's great that we got Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, but those just weren't games that I was really all that excited about. Like, I knew they would be good games. I do have those. I beat Kirby. I need to dig back into Metroid Prime Remastered. But other than that, like if I look at like there's Fire Emblem Engage, I believe Xenoblade Chronicles 3, just not games that I'm all that terribly excited for. I am very excited for Nintendo's second half of 2023. But I don't feel like they had a lot for everybody. This, like with their first party releases, they leaned into a lot of the Fire Emblem and Xenoblade stuff, and I guess that's okay. But again, not my cup of tea. So I'd give them a B plus or a solid B for the first half of the year. It wasn't like it definitely wasn't 2017. Let's put it that way. Right. So I'm not saying that now. I mean, don't hear me saying, "Oh, Nintendo's doomed," or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. It's just it wasn't their greatest outing for me. Now, for you, it may be huge. There's also a question here to discuss when 3 to 4 dads are on, so we'll save that hopefully for next week. Some more of us will be back. So if you sent in the question about Nintendo's last direct, know that we are not burying that. We will get through or get to that. It's coming. Let's talk about some rumors. All right, here it goes. Financial reports from 2 technology manufacturers hint at a 2024 Japanese game machine launch. The first report of this came from Foxconn. The second came from PixArt. Foxconn, of course, known for mainly for assembling iPhones. PixArt, never heard of them before. But the question remains, could this be Nintendo Switch's successor? Could it be Sony's Project Q, which I don't think it is because there's already units of that have leaked out to the public. I think that'll probably come later on this year.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up.
And it could be an updated PS5, maybe a disc driveless PS5 Pro or Mini. What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, as part of that, they mentioned that the components were for a new console from a Japanese console manufacturer that hasn't released a console in a while. So yeah, it could be the Switch, it could be the PS5. It's almost been 3 years for PS5 already, but I think, and I believe Foxconn was involved with the Switch as well. So being a Switch successor that they were mentioning I think, is pretty likely.
So it would line up great with an announcement in September at Nintendo Live.
I still don't think they're going to talk about it there, but I think they will talk about it. Yeah, that was both of our predictions, that they would they would mention it before the end of the year and release it sometime next year.
Yep. So we'll see. I mean, it's the thing with rumors. You never know. This one I feel like is a little more technical. Maybe it has a little more rumor or a little more substance to it. But time will tell whether or not like I said, I don't think we'll see the actual device this year, Jesse. I think there will be some form of announcement. That is really what I think. I think it's going to be like, hey, yeah, we're working on Switch 2. Like, it's going to be, we're working on the successor to the Switch. Just confirmation of it. And I'll still get a point. So anyway, let's talk about a few events. Dinner table's coming up every third Friday of the month. We get around the table to get together and discuss whatever comes to mind. It is at the table, which is otherwise known as the Discord voice chat room. And if you want to join in, you can either subscribe to us via Patreon or Twitch, or get access via, that's how you do it. You get in via Patreon or Twitch, but that also gives you access to the Discord and a swack load of events like the table and Monthly Mayhem. And speaking of Monthly Mayhem, the current competition is wrapping up, and details of the new Monthly Mayhem will be coming soon. You'll hear it here on the show as soon as we know something. Also, don't forget that Nintendo's Summer of Play Tour is going on right now. Nintendo.com/events/play-events will give you the details for that. Also, you can look forward to the opening night of Gamescom Live, August 22nd. And San Diego Comic-Con just wrapped up, and there was a lot of news that came out of that as well. You can throw that in your Google machine with Nintendo and see what happened. But also Nintendo Live 2023 and PAX West are coming up the first weekend in September, Friday, September 4th, and ending on Monday, September the 4th. Our own Justin Masson will
September
be
1st through 4th.
I'm sorry, whatever. It's numbers. Anyway. The first weekend in September. That's when it is. Numbers don't matter. Anyway, our own Justin Masson will be there to provide us with eyeballs on coverage. He'll get to play games before they're released and get to see some really cool stuff, as well as enjoy some time with his kids. And so look forward to that as well. Also, looking down the road into 2023, yes, Team Nintendo Dads will be participating in Extra Life 2023. We've got some news about that from our Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. We're still in the planning stages for our own streams, but Dads After Dark, Drew and John, along with Hambone and Koozie, are getting together August 19th in Denver for their campaign stream. The current plan is a 12-hour stream with a break in between prizes and for prizes and all that. They'll have more details soon on how donations will factor into the prizes, but they say this: it's going to be interesting. And with that bunch over there, yes, it will.
Yep.
Stay tuned for Game Pass news. Retro
and probably won't be family friendly.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. That's why they're the Dads After Dark. You can stay tuned for all the other shows, news, and schedules as well, and we'll have ours there for a little bit. Now it's time for Jesse's Minute.
I don't have anything today so.
Can that be the recorded intro into that with some lo-fi music behind it. I don't have anything today.
Nope. No, and
Nothing today.
well, last week we were talking. Tim and I were talking about. I wanted to create a new bumper, and I think I know what bumper I want to use. I just have to
Okay.
record it. It's the when you beat Donkey Kong in on the original arcade,
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like bum 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 bum.
I like it. I like it. Anytime we can use that old retro stuff, so good.
Yep.
Well, since you don't have a minute this time, let's go straight into what we've been playing, shall we? All right, Jesse, what have you been playing?
Okay, so for the last month, I've been saying, yeah, I bought a Virtual Boy and I wanted to try to play it, and I haven't gotten around to playing it. I finally got about like 5 or 10 minutes into one game. So I wanted to talk about that a little real quick. First, I tried setting it up here at my work desk on the keyboard tray and found out that it is way too low. I had to slouch down to see it, and it didn't take long for my back to start hurting. So I'm going to have to find a taller table to set this up on when I play again in the future. But I was able to get it up and running, and the first game I played was Mario Clash. Marty, you said you owned a Virtual Boy. Did you own this game?
At one time, I did, and I did not have this game. I had I had Red Alarm and Tellero Boxer and
Okay,
Tennis.
I have all three of those. I have all three of those games as well. But so a little description of what Mario Clash is. It kind of looks like a 3D version of Mario Brothers. The one in the sewer where you've got the shell creepers and the slip ice and things like that. Uh, so it's on except for instead of multiple levels, there's one level, but you can go. There's a foreground and a background layer, and then there are pipes connecting them, and then you have various enemies. The goal is to get rid of all the enemies that have some sort of whatever enemies that are spawned in the level. Your task is to remove them. They normally have some sort of spike on them, so you can't just jump on them directly. So the way you have to eliminate them is to find a turtle that will. I think they'll constantly spawn, so you'll never run out. That doesn't have a spike on it. You can jump on it to take its shell. Then you can throw the shell either left or right to take out certain enemies, or you can chuck them across the depth of the screen, either towards the camera or away from the camera, depending on where you are, because different enemies have to be attacked in different ways. And then once you've knocked them all out, then you go on to the next stage. So I think I did like maybe 5 or 6 stages, and I just kind of gave it a shutdown because again my back was hurting. So and then I did pick up a few other games from both eBay and Sendico. I have to update my inventory sheet, but I think I have like 8 or 9, like 9 or 10 games now out of the 22. Some of them are the Japanese version, not the English version.
So playing those 5 to 10 minutes, did you fully come to understand why this did not survive?
Yeah. Though I didn't get headache, I didn't play long enough for that to happen. But I think if Nintendo would have invested the money into more than one color, then I think that would have helped.
Yeah, that
But
red is very disconcerting after a
yeah,
while.
but apparently the red beam was the cheapest of the three colors, so that's why they went with it as the sole color. At least that's the story.
Well, and here we are, not playing the Virtual Boy successor. So, yeah, now you know why. Or maybe you
I,
don't.
I still say Virtual Boy Virtual Console on a 3DS was a missed opportunity because they could have incorporated the 3D effects into it, and they probably could have enhanced the games with more than one color.
Yeah, I agree with that. It would have been good to see.
Third strongest mole says red's also the least demanding on the power/battery.
There you go. So now you know, and as our good friends G.I. Joe say, knowing is half the battle.
Yes. And reminds me of a shirt I used to have. There was a pie chart. 50% was knowledge, and then 25% was red lasers, and 25% was blue lasers.
I love it. Yeah, that's pretty much right. So what else have you been playing?
Okay. This is a game that'll melt your brain. I did a stream of about half hour or so last night. It's called Patrick's Parabox, and this is the game I would like to see Blanco play because he's also a software developer, so he's kind of got that logical brain. Want to know what he thinks of it, but yeah, this is a game where you basically like it starts off. You're pushing blocks around. You put the you have certain squares where you have to push blocks to. Once they're all in place, the exit will light, and you move to the exit, and you move on to the next stage. And then it doesn't take long for things to get weird. Uh, like you're able to push a box into another box, and you're able to go into the other box to manipulate the first box around, and then you can push it out. Like, say, you can push it in from the left and then push it down from below, and then it goes back into the original map with it now in the new position. And there was a section. There are certain levels, I think they're coded blue, where the box you are in, you can see a smaller version of the box, and what happens in the smaller box happens in your normal box, and then happens on the as like background. So it's like, so instead of a box within a box, it is your box within your box. So it's like it's recursive in real time, and it's hard to explain. And
Yeah, like I'm trying to picture it as you're talking about it, and it's not happening.
like there was a few stages. I pushed the box outside of itself, which then brought me into this infinity box. Like I think I just broke the level. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So then I just reset it. So I pretty much played as much as I could play at 10:30 to 11 at night with how tired I was. And I got 40 stages in out of say 350. And yeah, so if you want to know what this, and there is a demo available, so if you want to download it and give it a try to see what you think, that's there. The full game will cost $20. It was released yesterday. I will probably give it another shot trying to get the state levels that I missed. But if I can't get any of those stages, I'm locked out because you have to solve so many puzzles within a stage to advance to the next stage. So, but it is weird. So if you want to check it out, look at the demo, look at my video from last night. It was weird.
Okay.
And then lastly, I've been playing Pikmin 4. I am like really close to finishing it, but still the game is a week old. I don't want to talk about spoilers yet, so there really isn't much yet to talk about. I might start talking more about it next week, but basically I'm not going to say how many areas there are, but I have 100%ed all the areas. Then there are, they have the Nandori battles where it you, your dog, and then a series of Pikmin head to head against an opponent, their dog, and their Pikmin. I think there are 6 stages of those, and the more you win, I was able to beat them all. But if you win by more than 60 points, you get a gold, or 100 points, you get a platinum, and you get bonus rewards by a side quest for getting gold or better. Then they have Nandori challenges, which is more like the traditional timed challenges you had in previous games. Get as many points as you can in 5 minutes. I don't remember how many there are, but again, if you get side quest rewards for getting golds in them, it the, if they get to the point where they get really hard, there was 2 that I haven't been able to defeat on my own. But what they allow is like one of the crewmates that you saved earlier. He will say, "I'll do the stage for you," just so you can, so that stage is complete. You defeat the leafling, and becomes into the pool of rescued castaways until you can cure the leafiness on them. But it doesn't count as a win yet. So for the side quests where it says get gold in all of them, you actually got to do that your own. And so there's the last 2 of those I haven't beaten yet. And then they talked about night missions. I won't say stories. I won't say the story reason why you do them, but they have 2 or 3 different night missions per area. That when you complete them all, then you basically save all the leaflings. But the last one is again one I haven't been able to win myself, and I had to have the other crewmate basically do it for me in quotes, just to get the credit to continue the story, even though I'm not going to get that side mission. I'm going to go back and try to do them, but if I don't, I'm not going to be too upset. Though there is basically one more cave that unlocks in the hub area that I don't know how to open that yet. I want to hopefully once I find out how to do that, I'll try to do that, and that'll pretty much be the end of the game for me. Once I get through that to get through that last cave. I think you're unmuted. You're not talking.
The things that you said about leaflings and percentages and times and Dandori. Okay, great.
Is this the game you bought or no?
I bought Pikmin 1.
Okay.
That's all, and that's my game. That's what I'm going to talk about playing, because I thought I was going to get a ton of time to play video games on vacation. I did not. I drove most of the 4,000 miles or so that we drove. So, yeah, I was tired, and from crawling around in caves and stuff.
Yeah.
And canyons.
I know Justin's been playing 4, and we talked a little bit last night about where he is.
Yeah, so like I've been meaning to get back into Tears of the Kingdom, and I did that, and I'd love to have an update for you. The update is I've completed more shrines. That's the update. Hey. And I pushed the darkness back in the depths more.
That's good.
So there you Progress. Go. I'm bulking myself up. So still have 2 regional phenomenon to do. I'm not doing them until I have like at least 20 hearts. So I want to go in and just be done with it. But Pikmin 1,
I think 20 hearts is a reasonable goal for those.
Okay, good, awesome. Pikmin 1 is the other game I've been playing alongside Fortnite and AEW Fight Forever still. Pikmin 1 is here's the deal. I talked about how like when Miyamoto made the statement about how he wasn't sure why more people didn't like Pikmin. I very flippantly on Twitter or X or whatever said maybe it's because it's just not all that good. All right.
Oof.
Well, there's some people. I mean, Dan from Retro Logic, he disagreed with me. He's a Pikmin fan. He has every right to do that. We had a respectful conversation until some people showed up and like called me out. They're like, "Oh, you don't even understand Pikmin. You don't know what it is. Yeah, tell me you've never played Pikmin without saying you've never played Pikmin." All this stuff. I was like, actually, let me back up here. I've played Pikmin 1 on the GameCube, Pikmin 2 on the GameCube. I played Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. I own Hey Pikmin. I've owned all the games. I own Hey Pikmin. Almost got to the end of it. I played Pikmin 3 on Switch. I've played the Pikmin segment in Nintendo Land, and I'll probably pick Pikmin 4 up at some point, and I have Pikmin 1 on Switch. So, and the guy's like, "You're lying. You just said that because you," and I'm like, "Yes, I'm lying to an account with 100 that you followed 100 people." Yeah, that's I'm arguing with you. But it was like, "You're obviously just making that up." And I'm like, "No, I've played it. I think the Pikmin are cute. I like the premise. To me, the gameplay sucks." So that's just me. I'm giving it another old college try, because I know that over time your tastes change, right? Like there was a time where I was really, really, really into JRPGs, and that's all I played. I haven't finished one in a long time. So your tastes change over time. That's fine. So I'm giving it another chance. I like what I've played. I haven't got to play all that much. I'm on like day 4 or day 5. I've gotten like 5 of the part. I've gotten a part every day. So I'm enjoying what I'm playing. I think what put me off in the beginning was, if I'm being honest here, let me be a little vulnerable. I hate losing Pikmin. I hate it.
Yeah.
It feels like I have messed up, and it feels like I have not played the level right. I don't want to lose any Pikmin. I don't want any of those cute little veggies to die.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where if I lose 1 or 2, I'm okay with that. If I do something and I lose 50 at once, then I restart the day, because I mess something up.
Yeah, I want to do it perfectly, but I've kind of realized you can't do that.
Yeah,
You're
especially in, I think when I played through Pikmin 1, I think I lost almost half of the Pikmin that I ever harvested.
Oh, cool.
Over the course of the game.
That gives me a goal to shoot for. Right?
Yeah. Especially when you get to those, the bigger bosses, like the thing with 4 feet that's 20 feet tall. Well, from your perspective, maybe it's only 2 feet tall because you're only 2 inches tall. I don't know, but
yeah, and
what I mean.
I'm like, for me, I'm just saying this for me, okay? Because I know there's tons of Pikmin fans out there. Because I got introduced to several people with Pikmin avatar pictures on Twitter that day. So yeah, it was like, who knew that my most popular tweet would be about Pikmin? I don't know, but anyway,
welcome to
for
X.
me. For me, it's not good, but I'm giving it another shot because I want to see what people think about it. Okay. I want to see why people love it. So I'm gonna struggle my way through. We'll see if I pick up 2. We'll see if I pick up 4. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Going back to Pikmin 4 real quick, I did want to mention, when I talked about it last week, I was just about to start the 4th area, I think. And then I ended up rolling credits the next day. I rolled the credits on Friday, and then was able to come back down to the planet to, 1, get what I missed, and 2, it opens up new areas and the story continues, and 3, there's kind of a second story. I don't want to talk any more about that for now, but there is definitely serious significant post-game content. I think I've put out 40 hours total into this game in a week. So I'm liking this game. At the time I rolled credits, it was 16 hours.
So that's a respectable game. Not every game has to be 100 hours, right?
Or 165, like Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've been playing. Let's take some questions from the community. One question from our email this week and several from Discord. Let's start with the email question from Warren G. Akers, who says, last week, after 4 years, I finally rolled credits on Ring Fit Adventure. I loved it with its inclusion of story, characters, and RPG mechanics. Do you suspect Nintendo will ever make another exercise adventure? Jesse, what do you think?
I think it's possible. You know, they've kind of gotten in and out of the fitness game thing before. They had Wii Fit, and a relatively quick sequel, and then we haven't heard anything for a while. Then they had We Fit You, and that was a weird thing, but it was a game I played for a bit, and then Ring Fit Adventure showed up out of nowhere, and that was weird. I did buy it, but didn't play much of it. So I definitely think this isn't the last we've seen of just weird fitness games with accessories, because Nintendo likes that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think this is going to be another one of those things where it's like, hey, wasn't this great for this one game? And then you never use it again. It's going to go in a corner of your closet in that box that says various assorted Nintendo stuff. And there it shall rest until you have a yard sale or trade everything in at GameStop to get 20% off your next system.
Beer Bear asks if is Ring Fit a good workout. I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I did it one time and it left me in the bed the next day. So I have never done it again. Like I was the sorest I've ever been in my life. And I think it's because I pushed myself way too far the first time, and then I just never came back to it. And I probably, well, there's no probably about it. I definitely need to, because I mean, you know, yeah.
Yeah, it's if you're out of shape, it's not going to really necessarily get you in shape, you know. But you know, you have to really have to watch, you know, pace yourself, because it is easy to kill yourself on that thing.
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking.
Well, and yeah, you definitely don't want to die on it, because then they won't ever make another one. Right.
Right.
So, okay. Good question. Good question. And congratulations to you for finishing it. That's really cool. Also, Beer Cerveza says, now that you've, Jesse, played the Virtual Boy, given the advances in VR, do you think Nintendo will ever venture back into the VR realm? Would you even want them to?
I know they dabbled a bit with Labo, so they didn't really do much with it. I would like to see him try something. I just don't know if they want to spend that type of R&D like PlayStation has, like, and Apple's was just insane. And it's hard to market a VR headset at a price that is appealing to the general public. I don't think any headset has found that mark yet. Oculus has come close, but then they backpedaled by increasing it by the price by 33%. And then I think, you know, their next generation one's going to be back into the $500 or $600 range. But you know, if you try to make a $300 headset, it's kind of going to be garbage, at least today. So it's hard to know. You know, if a company puts R&D into it, it'll be a long haul.
Yeah, I think Meta works, or the Quest works, because it's an entire platform, right? And it's already backpacking off other VR that's being done. Like the games, a lot of the games are available across multiple platforms, unless it's like a PSVR exclusive.
Right. Yeah,
and
the game.
It is.
I think in order to run on the Quest, it's got to be designed to work with the Quest. But the Quest can still plug into your PC, and then it can play like any game that's compatible with Vive, I believe.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, like, the Quest is its own platform. Like, it doesn't do other stuff. Nintendo's attempts at VR so far have been one attempt where that was all it did, and it was a disaster. And then it was The other attempt was, hey, look at this neat trick we can do with your Switch and some cardboard. And so
with a little bit of Odyssey and a little bit of Breath of the Wild.
Right. It wasn't all that compelling. I don't see Nintendo really dipping into this.
Anyone who tried to play the entirety of Breath of the Wild in VR.
No. And I can't imagine doing that with that setup. I guess what I'm getting at is if Nintendo does go VR, they're going to have to go like full in on it again. And I don't know that they're willing to do that. I think they're scared, honestly, after what happened with Virtual Boy. And they should be, because it was not good.
Yeah, I admit they definitely half-assed the Virtual Boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, they can't. It's kind of a catch-22. Like, you're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. You know, everybody's going to have some people who are saying, well, they should have went VR. And then you're going to have another group of people saying, well, I'm glad they didn't go VR. And I just don't see them diving into it. Zablanc asks us, who would win in a rib eating contest between you two, Nashville or Kansas City? So I think these are two questions. Who would win in a rib eating contest between the two of us? Well, we had dinner this week. If you haven't seen social media, some people thought the post was photoshopped, but Jesse, can you confirm that we were together?
I can confirm, and I do agree that picture does look weird, because the way our shoulders lines up exactly to where the window lined up.
Yeah,
and it does
look
like just two photos cropped together.
It looks like one or more of us was dropped in there. But we really did eat together. We had some Chinese food. It was a wonderful time. I got to meet Jesse's family. He got to meet mine.
We had a table of 9.
Yeah, it was great. I don't think my mom knew what to do. That was fun. But I actually don't eat a lot. I know that may shock some people, but I just eat a lot during the day. Like, I eat multiple times. But at an actual meal, so a lot of times I don't eat a lot. So I think Jesse, I would vote for you taking this one.
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying you eat a lot. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know how many ribs I could eat.
I know I'm not much of a rib person.
Really?
I have, growing, when I've been keto off and on since like 2018. Like before I went keto, I almost never had ribs just because I didn't like the fat content.
Oh yeah.
But after going keto for a while, I have gotten used to it, and I found out I prefer beef ribs over pork ribs. They're bigger and meatier and less fatty. But I'm okay with pork ribs now. But again, I have to have them without sauce because the sauces aren't keto.
Can you have it with spices on it?
Yeah,
like
rubs,
dry rub?
spices and rubs are fine.
Good. That's good.
Just as long as they don't add sugar into the rub.
Rub is actually how I prefer my ribs. I like them dry with a rub. So sauce gets too sticky, gets everywhere. It's slippery. I'm not a fan. So Nashville or Kansas City. I think it would probably be more fair to say Memphis or Kansas City, because Memphis is known more, like Memphis barbecue is known more.
I honestly don't know what Memphis. I've never had Memphis. I've only
Memphis is characterized by like a sweet, sticky sauce. And I think dry rub is kind of a big thing too. I know I've had both. So what about Kansas City barbecue?
Yeah, I don't. Again, I've really haven't paid much attention to the sauces. I think they're definitely more, at least, like more smoky, smoked instead of grilled type of thing. But I don't know if that's probably normal everywhere. But yeah, I don't have a way to compare. But I kind of do like it with the rub.
So a website that I've pulled up says that Kansas City barbecue is known for sweet and tangy molasses and tomato mixture as a dipping sauce, whereas Memphis barbecue is more known for the rub that's put on it before it is cooked. It's rubbed and then cooked in a big pit, and so Yeah, that to me is what I'm going to prefer. All right, I like a dry rub. So Memphis barbecue wins.
Okay, yeah, I'd probably agree again because I, the times I'm not on keto, like I'm off keto for now, but I'll get back on it. I probably would like the sweeter sauce, but when I'm back keto, I can't have the sweet sauce.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Koopa Kid sends him 3 questions this week. He says Capcom says they are releasing a game that will sell millions in early 2024. Is it Mega Man 12 or a new Mega Man X game, or what are your thoughts? I would love for it to be Mega Man, but it's going to be Monster Hunter.
I was thinking of Monster Hunter too as well. I just don't know what they can do with Monster Hunter from here.
Yeah, I don't either, unless it's full on MMO, which would knock it out of probably being on the Switch.
Yeah, that would that would be a way to go. I don't know. I think I'm not sure if people would like that though. At least being, I know when I don't do online often, but when I do, I want to do it with friends. I don't want to do it with randos, especially if communication between is difficult. In game, if you have to rely on third party apps like Discord.
Yeah. To me, I think it's just the next logical step after this last game of letting you have a partner or two, and go on hunts together. I think you're just going to get, the monsters are going to get bigger, and it's going to be MMO style. It could be that. It could be another Resident Evil game. I guess it's time for more information on a new Resident Evil. I wish Capcom would love its franchises equally.
5 remake, I think that next.
It might be a 5 remake. It would probably sell millions. So,
Infernal says Mighty Number 9.
It's not going to be Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 10.
Yeah, it's not Mighty Number 10. Oh God, please, Lord, no. Mighty Number 10. Now with all the things we promised you in the original Kickstarter. Anyway,
with twice the weight of your foot of each step.
It's awful. Koopa Kid 80 also asks us, are any of the kids excited for the new TMNT movie releasing in a couple of days? And I say yes, absolutely to this.
Same here. I'm more interested in the Turtles movie than I am Barbie or Oppenheimer.
Yeah. And for me, what sells it, I think the most is I like, this looks like another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles origin story. But for me, it's the animation. The animation and the voice cast is phenomenal. And so I'm excited for this take on the Turtles.
Yeah, they definitely. I think this is the first time that they're actually acting like 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Even in the 80s, they acted more like 20s. They were dopey 20s, but they didn't act like kids.
To me, the modern iteration of Turtles that I've loved the most was the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that came out a few years ago.
Rise of the? Rise of the?
No, before that. The CGI one.
Okay, I liked that one. The Rise of, I didn't see that show at all.
No, I didn't see much of it either, but it was really really good. And that was the last one. Like, my son was really into that, so we watched that Turtles a lot. And I loved that iteration of those. In fact, I have one of those Turtles here in my office, Donatello.
Like he says that they actually have the voice actors for the Turtles are teenagers.
Oh, thank you, Mikey, from the Screen Nerds podcast.
And he says Nickelodeon now has the rights to the 1980s cartoon.
Yeah, which means they're going to show giant blocks of it and SpongeBob for the next 25 years, just like they do now. Yeah, I'm going to go see this in the theater.
Just like Cartoon Network plays Teen Titans Go.
Oh my gosh. Last question from Koopa Kid 80. He says to me, have you tried Gravity Circuit for Switch? And if so, what are your thoughts? I didn't know about this game until you asked about it earlier this week in our Discord. I just went and downloaded it as we're here recording, and so I'm going to go and check that out after this. But I also have to do a video for the Master's Pupil, which is a fully hand painted puzzle game that's going to be out. If you're listening to the audio version right now, as you hear that, I think you should check that out too. I say that without having played it. We have a review copy. I've just got to make a video on it. It'll be up on our channel. But yeah, I'm excited about these games. Also, one other question from the chat from Bear Cerveza. He said, Marty, were you able to test out the phone feature of 1-2 Switch? How many players do you have? Yes, I have done this at home with my wife and kids. It actually worked long enough for us to do it, and I enjoyed it. There's games that you can only play with your phone, and so I thought it was interesting. I haven't got to test it out with a big group. I was hoping to get to do it on vacation, but my in-laws, sister-in-laws have little kids, so there was no video gaming going on. There was just screaming. So yeah, I'll get back to you on that hopefully. Tim also, whoa, okay. Are you putting this in there? Tim just put this in. Booker on our YouTube feed just says, if I buy tickets to members to Nintendo Switch and my membership finished, can I still play the games I took?
Are you talking about the vouchers? If you're talking about the game vouchers, once you spend the voucher, the game is yours. Just the same as if you bought cash. If you buy a voucher and your account membership lapses before you use it, you cannot use it again until you re-up.
Yeah, I learned that because I swapped over to the OLED, the Zelda OLED in the midst of that and had a voucher for Zelda. And so when it came out, it was like, you can't download this. I was like, what are you talking about? I have a voucher. And I had to go back in and do something with my accounts. And once I did that, perfect.
Yeah, and obviously the vouchers do expire after a year. And I found this one out. I tried pre-ordering Zelda back in January, and I had a voucher, but that voucher was going to expire before May, so I couldn't use it on that game. So I ended up burning it on another game before it expired, and bought a new set to pick up Zelda and Pikmin.
There you go.
So now I know I'll be buying another set so I can buy Mario RPG and Wonder.
Yeah. Well, great question. I hope that answered what you were looking for. Tim is also typing something to us. Shout out to the peeps in the chat. Thanks for being there tonight. We appreciate you guys who watch us live on YouTube and Twitch every week. You guys are the real MVPs.
Yeah, we have Booker, Beer Cerveza, Ninfrendo, Mikey Dreamer, Neo Prime. Watch out for him. See, scrolling. G Acres hopped in for a bit. I think I saw Blanco, third strongest mole. I think that's most of them. If I missed you, sorry, but thanks for hopping on the chat during our live show.
Absolutely, and we welcome any and all folks who will come in and watch along with us. That's why we do this.
And we do have a voicemail.
Yep, from Christian. Let her rip.
Hey, Nintendo Dads, it's me, Christian. Just wanted to let you know that we just came back from Canada, and Poutine was on my list. Unfortunately, I never got to it, so I'm really disappointed. I only heard about it from Justin, so I was looking forward to it. I never found it. But anyway, wanted to call and ask you guys. I know that you guys got a whole bunch of lineups under the Nintendo Dads flagship. And I just wanted to know, do you guys have anything planned for the future for like an anime dad situation. I know Jesse last week, I think it was, he suggested an anime called Your Name, and I ended up watching it, and I love that movie. That was a great show, and I don't know, I just feel like that's something that would be up your alley. I tried other anime podcasts, and it just seemed like it was kind of like either it's too aggressive or too fanboy, or, you know, it was just too something. But I thought maybe your guys' take on anime would be something great, calling it Anime Dads or whatever. Let me know if you guys have that in the pipeline. That would be great. I'll be your first subscriber. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you.
I like the
Jesse,
idea.
I
I
think
just
this is a
don't.
softball for you.
Yeah, I like the idea. I just don't think I'll have the time to do it. I know probably Tim would be, hop on for some. I could probably get Mecca to hop on for some. And I'm sure we can get other people to hop on for depending on the show. But yeah, just like my gaming likes, the things that everyone likes, quote unquote, everyone likes, I don't. And I kind of have the same thing with anime. So, like, I have no interest in Naruto, One Piece, or some of those other bigger more mainstream animes. I'm more into the kind of like the hidden gems, like actually, the stuff that airs week to week in Japan, and we get them the next day on Crunchyroll, things like that. So yeah, I do like some of the big ones, like My Hero Academia. But of course, I didn't get into that until like late into season 2. But so I wasn't there on day 1 either. So I try to pick 2 or 3 anime per season, to keep up with it. If I don't like it after an episode or 2, I'll drop it. Is there a Picross anime? I don't think so. Though there is a game that's a Picross dating sim crossover. So look, I've talked about that one in the past. That's probably the closest to get to a Picross anime.
Yep. I don't know how that would transfer over to animation, but they've done Stranger Things. I mean, anyway,
they have literally done a show called Stranger Things.
Exactly. Well, guys, that's episode 437 of the Nintendo Dads podcast. We want to thank you for hanging out with Jesse and I this week. Hopefully the full cast will be able to be back next week. There won't be any pesky kids to pick up or crazy things to have to deal with at work or anything like that. But as we outro the show here, we're going to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, RJ Kern, Jacqueline Amira, Solo Something, as well as our other 90 plus patrons and 12 Twitch subscribers who get access to the Discord. We want to thank you guys so much for supporting this thing we call Nintendo Dads. You can join up and be a part too over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads for as little as $1 a month. Also want to say a huge thanks to our over 1,400 Twitch followers, and we're nearing almost 6,900 YouTube subscribers. Thanks to each and every one of you for keeping up with our content there. We would not be here if it weren't for you, and so thanks again. Be sure to check out our website, nintendodads.org, for Spotify podcast feeds for our show, as well as other Nintendo Dads family of podcasts like Game Pass News, Dads After Dark, and the Retro Logic family of podcasts featuring Retro Logic on Topic Retro, Retro Groove, and Film Logic, as well as our latest YouTube videos and tweets, links to all of our social media, Patreon and Extra Life pages, and Nintendo Dads merch. And don't forget, you can check out our sponsors like manscaped.com. Get 20% off your Manscaped order and free shipping with the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. You can contact us in most places just by typing in Nintendo Dads, or email us at nintendodads@gmail.com. Or again, you can be like Christian, get your voice on the show. Call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. And a reminder, wherever you download us, whatever your podcast catcher app of choice is or service, be sure to go and leave us a 5-star written review and some words that helps people find the show and pushes us on up the charts. For me, for Jesse, and the absent Tim and Justin, we'll see you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Wobble Puffet?